Hi, and welcome to my Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. Well, I am so glad to be here. And this evening I have for you a card that's simple, simply lovely. Really pleased with how it turned out. All right, and we've already been chatting before the video, having a good time with Miss Shirley, Miss Adelaide. And so, um, this evening, I'm going to demonstrate for you a softly framed florals card with a thoughtful touch. And so let me, using the Mixed Florals Bundle. All right, so let me start by introducing myself. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 24 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. All right, so let's have a closer look. And so it all started with wanting to use the Sentimental Framing Bundle. I got that and hadn't played with it. It's an online exclusive, but it needed something to go with it. Well, thank you, Miss Shirley. Um, and so I thought, okay, what would work with it? And I wanted flowers. Like, oh, yes, the Mixed Florals Bundle. Now, this is part of, I've got everything laid out here in the Mixed Media Florals Suite Collection. And, we're having the June Suite Sale, which is just fabulous. So, I mean, the name of it's Suite Sale. So if you buy one suite, the second one's half off, but it doesn't have to be a full suite. For example, in this suite, and it's a mega suite, there are two bundles. So we've got the Mixed Florals Bundle and the Mixed Labels Bundle. So if you ordered both of those, the lower priced item will be half off. So be careful though, because if you then add in, say, these low profile dots that are part of it, this is what will get discounted. So be strategic and place two orders, if that works out better. All right, so let me show you. Again, here's the Mixed Floral Stamp Set, and this is only pictured at 75%. These are big flowers, and I've used this before, and it's just gorgeous. Oh, Miss Danette is here. Hello. And then there are so many dies. They're on two of the magnet cards. So we have the outline dies for all of the images, and then isn't that a beautiful grassy background? And really, really pretty. And quickly, let me show you. I have these on these magnet cards that I get from Stampin' Stores. Let me scroll down here. All right, so super strong magnets to hold them instead of trying to get them back on the piece of cardstock with tape on it. And then I slide them into one of these storage pockets. And so if you'll follow my links, you'll make sure you get the storage pockets and not the sleeves. And then I have the insert in there. So it's a separate company from Stampin' Up, but they have products to keep our crafting supplies in our craft rooms organized beautifully. And when you're organized, it saves you a lot of time. Okay, so in this mixed media floral suite, we have the mixed floral stamp set bundle, and I just showed you the Mixed Labels Bundle. Aren't these beautiful dies? My gracious, beautiful, beautiful dies. And look at that. This well, let me see. No, it's smaller. It coordinates with this one though. So that's cool. It's a little bolder line. It doesn't look to me like it'll cut out. So I'm not using the mixed labels tonight, but I wanted to show you because it's part of the suite sale. And so we've got here our Mixed Florals Bundle. And then included, I just showed you the low profile dots. These are so pretty. I'm not using these tonight because I went with a different theme, but they're called low profile. The colors are beautiful, but they are so flat, easy to mail. And then included is the plaster painting 3D embossing folder, and then the paper. Wow. And so this is the Mixed Media Florals 12 by 12 paper. Aren't these patterns gorgeous? Love the colors. And I ended up not using any of this either. And so, but I definitely use the Mixed Florals Bundle. But I wanted to show you that because this is such an opportunity. If you like a suite, of course, if you like two suites, that's going to be your best value because everything in the lower price suite will be 50% off. I mean, 50% off the already discounted bundle, 50% off the designer series paper, and all the accessories. And so here we go. We've got this. And let me show you how it all started. And my card, it all started with wanting to use this Sentimental Framing Bundle. And I liked it. And then I haven't played with it. You may have noticed because I've had this for a little while. This was just so super ornate. My personal style is not. My house is a lot like my cards, clean and simple. I'm not ornate, but I still was drawn to it. And I thought, okay, what can I do that it will please me and get to see all the beautiful design, but not be overwhelming? And you will see as we move on. But before we do anything, we're going to do some stamping. And so I can put that away. So, of course, and then what I'm showing you right here is part of this suite collection. Okay. So if you have any questions on how the suite sale works, please let me know. It's just amazing. And I've got a blog post. Oh, I should put that link underneath for you. I found over 80 products that will shock you that they're part of this sale, this suite sale. I'm not kidding you. If it was ever part of a suite, it's included. For example, the modern oval punch. You know how I use the embossing editions toolkit? It's in the buy one, get one half off sale. There are things in there you go, are you kidding me? And then also in it are last chance products. They're already deeply discounted. Still buy one, get one half off. I mean, you can just really clean up with this sale. All right. Well, thank you, Miss Shirley. I appreciate that. All right, so let's start with some stamping. And what I have here is some basic white cardstock. And whenever you're stamping on white cardstock, you absolutely want to use the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish to give you crisp, clean images. Okay, Miss Cynthia. Yeah, the suite sale is fantastic. If it is a suite or has any part of a suite or even a past suite, like I said, I'll after we're done with the video, let me jot that down. I've had it in my emails, but I will add it under the video on YouTube. The 80 plus hidden gems, because like I said, you will be shocked. I mean, accessories, current stuff, retiring stuff. It's amazing, this sale. All right. So you want to use the basic white cardstock because it has a smooth, tight finish to give you crisp, clean images. And my goodness, that's what you want when you're stamping. You want a good image, and the basic white will do that for you. And if you haven't yet, please give my video a thumbs up and a share. I would appreciate that so much. So I am going to use this beautiful stamp, and I've got this on a clear block E. And if you have not yet used our clear blocks, they are so comfortable to hang on to. Do you see that groove? It's rounded and polished, comfortable to hang on to. And I'll be coloring with the Stampin' Blends. And so whenever my stamp pad is smaller than my pad, I put the stamp rubber side up and take the pad to the stamp instead of the stamp to the pad. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm taking the stamp pad to the stamp. Cynthia. All right. Miss Cynthia has it all figured out. She's cleaning up on it. I am too. I'm telling you, I am cleaning up on this BOGO sale. I'm like, all right. Plus Stampin' rewards. My gracious. Does it get any better than this? Okay. So let me look and see when I turn it over. Yeah, that's looking pretty well inked. And so let's go straight up and down and do our stamping. So then we will do our die cutting. And this card, it's simple, but wow, it took that ornate frame, and there's nothing wrong if you love ornate stuff. It's just, like I said, it's just not quite my style. I'm pretty understated. If you saw my house, like I said, it's a lot like my cards, clean and simple. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so doggone pretty. You know, some of those patterns are in black and white, and you could get away with this in black and white, but we'll be coloring tonight because that will be the pop of color on my Simply Lovely card. All right, so what I need is my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right. Yeah, our blocks are amazing. How the flat ones, once you use our blocks, yeah, to me there's no comparison. So the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I love that it has such a small profile to stick on my shelf. Fold these down, and I am ready to get cranking. And I guess I need to show you this because, there are always some new people that find me. So I'm going to be die cutting with the thin metal die. And for that, I need to build what's called a sandwich to get the appropriate thickness. So I could use plate number 1 and plate number 2 that come with a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. That's the appropriate thickness. I choose instead to use a magnetic platform that I picked up on Amazon. And so this works with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the Big Shot. Those two machines I know for sure. And so there's the link to that. Now, why I like this is because it holds the die in place without needing any kind of adhesive. I used washi tape. I've used Post-it notes, low-tack tape. And so, but this I don't need to, because even with a low-tack tape, I managed to tear what I just die cut. So this is preferable to me. All right, so regardless if you use the magnetic platform or plate number 1 and plate number 2, you need a plate number 3, a cutting plate. And then we have our stamped cardstock and our die, and that rough edge is the cutting edge. And I like to drop the die on there. You hear that? Let it find the magnets instead of chasing it around. There we go. Because I've had it just pull, which it will. So I need to center this around my image. I'm looking. Here we go. That's looking good down there. Let's come over here a little bit. Okay. Okay, that, you know what? It just went almost too well that I'm not used to it. Usually I'm used to a whole lot more fussing. Thinking that's looking pretty good. So then we finish with another plate number 3. And, even though it's in this corner, I don't need to keep it there. Rotating them is really good. And I'm in the center. Try not to die cut in the center all the time. And that'll help keep your plates from warping. Okay. And let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Okay. I did have one ready just in case. If you're getting the idea that I mess up a lot, yeah, it's true. So I try to have one in case I just totally blow it. All right, so what I have here is some basic white thick cardstock and the beautiful Sentimental Framing dies. Did you see these before? Because these are an online exclusives. Again, the rough edge is going down. There we go. I mean, it's available now. And I ran out of time. Kept getting phone calls, which is fine. I had a good time talking. I was going to die cut all of these. Wouldn't this be a beautiful label die? Just a little bit of decoration on it. All of these. And that border, I do really like borders. So this is, I can't wait to die cut all of them. All right, so then another plate number 3. And let's crank this all through. Ooh, crack. Oh, someone told me on these big ones, I forgot to go at a bit of an angle. I won't get that crack. I guess I remembered once I was doing it. Okay, so let's put all this aside. Oh, here's something else cool about this. I'm after this frame, but look at this insert that you get. So you could do 2 different colors. Say I wanted a colored frame. I could put a smaller piece on here and have a nice insert to go around it. I like that idea too. And this certainly won't go to waste. I'm not using it on the card tonight, but it won't go to waste. All right, so I have my take your pick tool here. And let's just get this started. Okay. So I can gently pull it out. Having a yard sale, if the weather cooperates, Thursday and Friday, and usually I don't do Saturday, but the grocery store across the street, they do something really cool. Once a year they have their anniversary, and they cook for us, and everything's free. And so usually it's just Saturday. This year they're doing Friday and Saturday. Like, whew, if they want to bring hundreds of people to me and provide free parking, who am I to resist that? So I'm watching the weather, hoping it cooperates. And so because I'm ready to get some, I've been doing a lot of serious decluttering, and I've got things that I need to find a new home. All right, so I'm just poking these out. It's a little therapeutic. It's almost like popping the bubbles. I could have tried the brush end, but I thought, I'm having fun. And then I get a mess. And then when I clean it up, that makes me feel good too. All right. And so the sweet sale, that is a big thing, of course. I mean, unprecedented. And it's just bigger than you would imagine, especially, all of these sweets. They just have never discounted sweets, because the bundle was in there and already discounted. So just an amazing sale. And it's choose your own. You're making your own if it's part of a suite. Okay, there we go. So let me do this. I know, can you believe it? And I don't have to feed my workers. We walk across the street and get fed. It's like, woohoo, I only need to feed them on, well, they're not my workers. They're others that are participating in it. But, when you're hosting, you feel you need to feed everybody. Okay, so we have our beautiful frame. What do you think? Isn't that stitching pretty? And I first tried it on a piece of designer series paper, and that wasn't quite floating my boat. And then I was thinking, how can I have it ornate and still, just gorgeous, understated? And I will be putting this on white. And so now we have our flower. You ready for some coloring? Okay. So I will be using the Stampin' Blends. How about we go ahead and start with the little flowers. I'm going to do yellow. And a lot of times I start with the lightest color and then do my shading, but this time I'm going to start with the darkest and only work on a couple at a time so things don't dry. If you do it while everything's still wet, the colors blend better. And this, taking my inspiration from the paper, not quite as, not every little inch colored in, which turns out really pretty. Oh, Miss Adelaide, thank you. Yes, everyone listen to Miss Adelaide. If you would, please give my video a thumbs up and a share. I would appreciate that. So I don't know if I told you, this is the Daffodil Delight. And I'm calling this quick and dirty. And it's so not like me. I have a hard time resisting coloring every bit of it, but I'm getting addicted, especially with this set, of not coloring in every bit. And maybe I can carry that over to other images. We will see if I can resist. Okay. And it makes it really quick because I'm not trying to color in every stinking little bit of it. All right. So, and you know what? I chose the colors from the designer series paper because I thought I was going to use it, and I didn't. But I still really like the way the colors came out. All right. And so what I have here is the light granny apple green and the light mossy meadow. And let's do a little bit at a time. So what I have underneath me is this silicone mat. And it's best to have a non-porous surface underneath you when you're coloring with the Stampin' Blends, so the color stays on the paper and doesn't absorb into the paper underneath you. I'm going to just add in a little bit. All right, let me try this other end for right now on this skinny stem. I don't want the whole thing. I don't want to cover it all up. And let's go in here on the veins. And when it dries, it all just works. It's amusing to me how these colors just blend together. Okay, let's come over here. So that's something else to learn to resist, because my nature would be, oh, let's do all the shading first. You know, I've got one color in my hand, let's do that, and then do the other. But it is really pretty when you work in a small area and let the colors blend. There we go. And I left some white. Ah, okay. So Miss Cynthia just ordered the Sentimental Framing. Well, I'm excited that you're here to see what I created with it. Okay, and now for my flower blossoms, I'm going to use Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, and Poppy Parade. And I'm using the light Poppy Parade. And let me open these because I do want to keep working so my colors will blend in. So we won't do, like I said, we'll work in a small area at a time. And so I'm going from darkest to lightest. Okay. I'm so excited for you to see this card. Like I said, it's really simple, but wow, it just worked out beautifully. Okay, so right along the top here, here's my Poppy Parade. All right, and then my dark Calypso Coral. I'm pulling on that Poppy Parade, pulling that color down, blending them together. And then the light Calypso Coral. I have to remember, yeah, I went right in there, but we'll pretend I didn't. That's not a petal right there. And you can always go back and add color, but it's a lot harder to take it away. And then some are quick and dirty, leave some white area. And then let this all blend together. And as it dries, it gets so pretty. Okay, so we'll repeat this down here. Well, thank you, Miss Shirley. All right, so this one, I don't have to be as careful. I messed up right there. The petals are really close together. See how it's already blending? Isn't that beautiful? So of course everyone will be different because, we're not robots. And look at that, how quickly that is colored in and just beautiful. So this is something you could make a whole bunch of really quite easily. It doesn't take long at all. Okay, so my card base, basic white thick cardstock, because it has that same smooth tight finish, but look how sturdy it is. It can handle the weight of the layers, and it's going to take a stamped image really well. I'm going to stamp right on this, so I'm laying it flat. I don't want it bouncing up, and my frame fits almost the full front, but see how, so I've got all that beautiful stitching that they have, and yet it's not overwhelming the card at all. Okay, and I hesitate to, because if you like ornate, there's nothing wrong with it, but this is just another way to use it, understated, to be the accent for my beautiful flowers. So I am going to use from the Sentimental Framing. This has some really nice greetings and sentiments, thinking of you, and I don't know if I'll get them all together. There are no words to fill the void, but know that I am here. Through it all, you've always been there for me. I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful to have you in my life. You make my day. You make my day that much brighter, and my love for you that much stronger. Love you, thinking of you. You make everything feel all right. This is sweet. Our friendship is full of memories I treasure the most. Wishing you all the best. From laughs to tears, I'm so happy we've shared them together. So, really, really pretty. I'm going to use this thinking of you. Okay, so let's take this. And look how big this is. So I have this here for placement. Let's get this good and inked up. Okay. And right here. Don't you love the photopolymers? You can see exactly where you're stamping. There's no guessing. And this is bold, so I'm just holding it to let the ink absorb in because I really want this to be good and bold. And oh, beautiful. Okay. So we're not done. And stick my flowers in here, and ooh, 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 so pretty. But we need to do a couple more things. We're going to do a quick little touch to make the flowers pop. And how I'm going to do that is with a quick wash with smoky slate. So let's pick this up and slide it in. Instead of watercoloring, I'm just going to go ahead, and I've got my small blending brush here. Love these things. All right, so let me get that. Good. And then, because I don't know about you, I tend to press down and end up with so I press down and have that image, an oval. So I'm just going to lightly, and I want to hit the words to create a shadow there and give this a light touch of the smoky slate. Okay. It doesn't need a lot. The lighting's a little different for my videos than when I'm sitting here doing it, stamping on my own. So I'm not sure. We'll go a little deeper, and I'll show you my other one. We'll see if I went too deep, what we think. I definitely want to create the shadow for the words too. There we go. Okay. And so, we've got all these holes. And I wanted to put dimensionals on there. I thought, but that's going to be really unattractive showing through the holes. And then I went, oh, yeah, ding, 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 ding. We have mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So, you know how much I love the dimensionals, but the mini ones, they're just the right size. And I like taking my Take Your Pick tool, and I can fit them in between and not have any adhesive showing, but get that effect of it standing up. How stinking cool is that? Because it really would have affected the design. So to save just a little bit of time, I have one with dimensionals all over it, the Stampin' Dimensionals, the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. And let's take these off. And so if you're just joining us, and if you have not yet, please give my video a thumbs up and a share. I sure would appreciate that as I demonstrate for you my softly framed floral card with the Mixed Florals Bundle and the Sentimental Framing Bundle. And lots of white cardstock. Okay. If you didn't want to or didn't have them, you could cut down the dimensionals. if there is a tool to make my life easier, I'm going for it. Okay, so already the shadow that the frame is now creating adds to it too. So this is, I want to tuck this in right here, a little too long. This is one of my, we'll call them issues, when we see sample cards where they go outside of our template, of our, not template, what am I thinking of? Our palette, right? For coloring. And so it's like, no, no, it needs to be able to fit in an envelope. So we are going to take our paper snips and do a little bit of surgery on here, and it will fit wonderfully. So I didn't need to I didn't need to color those leaves, but it was good practice. So my paper snips love these things, but let's follow along and see, we still have that little white border. There we go. And now this will tuck in right here. And you see that shadow that that created? Isn't that nice? So, we're going to use mini glue dots. When I was playing around designing this, I tried using just Stampin' Seal because I was playing around. Yeah, you know, as I've told you, if something is bought, if it's not perfectly flat, you need something stronger. You absolutely do. And so we're going to use mini glue dots because they will be touching this frame. And I'm trying not to touch them, and I just did, because you don't want to take away from that extreme stickiness. And let me see. Okay, so it'll touch there, here, and okay, over here. And I think, let's put one down here for good measure. And I'm not using dimensionals because I'm tucking in and around it. Okay, so let's tuck this in. Turn it so it's within our palette. And there we go. So we didn't need the dimensionals because it's sticking to all of that. Isn't that beautiful? But we have one finishing touch. The low profile dots would have been pretty with this, but I thought, oh, for all of my white, let's stay with our theme. It's what I have here are the iridescent pearls basic jewels, and they have two different colors. And I always press down on them so the adhesive sticks to the embellishment and not the acetate sheet. And we're going to provide some balance besides, you know, balance, pretty and balance. And down over here. And there we go. Oh, I almost forgot. And so there we go. We've got with some sentimental framing was my inspiration, and then I knew I wanted to tuck something beautiful in there, and that's when I used the Mixed Florals Bundle with it for a simply lovely card. And I promised Miss Shirley, she was on the fence about the Thankful Garden, I believe. And I said, oh, I used this. I made this card last Tuesday. Let me show you. So I said, I'll grab it. And it's right here. So, of course, this is part of a suite. And there are dies for it. I didn't use dies on this one. But the Thankful Garden stamp set dies bundle or the whole suite collection are all part of that. Well, thank you, Miss Jane. I assume you're talking about my Mixed Florals card, but that's for you, Miss Shirley. And so I had a lot of fun with this. Once I decided where I was going with it, something moved, or I didn't press down is what it is, huh? Yeah, there we go. Let's press on those. Well, thank you, Miss Danette. And I'm pleased with it, but of course, I'm designing what I like, right? I love clean and simple and just this pop of color with all this other gorgeousness going on around us. So pretty. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you hadn't given a look to the Sentimental Framing bundle, I hope after seeing this, you'll give that a look and go, wait a minute, that's pretty. That is prettier than I would have ever guessed. And not to be unkind if whoever made the samples, I didn't love their samples. Their samples didn't sell me, but I saw the potential in it. And but that gives me a chance to make something with it to help you fall in love with it. And I hope you do. So that Sentimental Framing Bundle. And of course, this part of the Sweet collection. Okay. And I have that note to put the link to all of those products that will surprise you. So here we go. That was fun. I had fun and I was excited to show that to you. Fun getting it designed. Went, oh, ooh, ooh, I can't wait to show everybody for my Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. So, I'm here every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you come watch me live, there aren't any ads. The ads don't come until after the video's over. So come, and join us live is the way to do this. And let me, there we go, so I can see what all is going on with the chat. So, um, and then other times I pop in. Planning that yard sale, so I don't know if Friday's going to work out this time or not. Well, thank you, Miss Sherry. But if you subscribe, go hit the subscribe button, and whenever I'm getting ready to go live, YouTube anyway gives you a heads up. Facebook, something should go over there and tell you about that. And so if you subscribe, you get notified. And then otherwise, every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, come join us. We just have the nicest, sweetest stampers ever that are here. So, you know what? It is, can you believe it? It's that time already where I don't see any new comments or questions. And so it's that time where I thank you for joining me. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand smiles. Good evening and God bless.